Hello, everyone. I am Bowser. Rawr! And of course, welcome back to another video. And that's right, the Buffalo Bills are in the playoffs. Now, let's just say that in fact, that this is impressive, seeing the Bills being in the playoffs for the greatest time of all. Now, as how the playoffs are going down is that, well, this is about to get very impressive so far right now in the playoffs. So, as what we can see in the playoffs is this is going to be an interesting conversation of the AFC to the NFC. As myself, Bowser here, and we're gonna see what happens this time in the Super Bowl. And here's what's gonna happen is that, well, as I could see in the results of what places are in right now, is that let's just say, in the amount of time, by the way, that oh yes, looks like the Bills gets to take on the Jaguars. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that fully interesting that I get to take on the Jaguars? Or should I say, the Buffalo Bills do get to take on the Jaguars in Jacksonville? Please, look if the Jaguars are ever going to whip Josh Allen. Like, says Trevor Lawrence is going to beat Josh Allen. Too bad. Josh Allen's going to walk him all over the floor. Like, the next Hercules is going to be getting his new messed up haircut. So, yeah, Bills would definitely win over the Jaguars. And I'm also surprised that the Broncos are in this playoff too, which is a bit interesting. So yes, the Broncos will get to take on the Bills. Obviously, the Bills will beat them. But let's just get to the next debate at the point. Looks like we have is the Chargers versus the Patriots. Well, in this matter of fact, that would be a tough choice to choose. If I was going to choose what I'll have to pick, it would obviously be the Patriots. Because, I mean, why not? Now, the next one we have is Texans versus, that is the Steelers. Well, obviously, I'll prefer the Steelers over than Houston. So, yes, pretty much the Steelers will beat the Texans. Next up on the other side of the NFC, we have is the Seahawks. Pretty much up there exactly. So never mind. Looks like we just have is the Rams and Panthers. Obviously, the choice I would pick is the Panthers. Obviously, Panthers. And then, of course, the Bears versus Packers. I'd say the Bears, obviously. And then 49ers versus Eagles. Well, it's another obvious turn. It only would be Eagles. Now, the next one we have on this side is, of course, the Broncos versus the Bills. Well, the Bills win, obviously, as well, that the Bills will win. Next up we have is Patriots versus Steelers. Well, I would sincerely recommend the Patriots. Why not? I mean, why not give it a good shot anyways, just to let that be a good shot? So, the next one we also have, by the way, is that it will be the Seahawks versus the Panthers. Well, I would say Seahawks would beat the Panthers. I mean, what other chances would the Panthers even recommend? Like, they're going to get low classed by the Seahawks, so it totally would be the Seahawks. Next up is the Bears versus Eagles. Well, in this other attempt choice, I would recommend the Bears to beat the Eagles. Next up we have is the Bills versus Patriots. Well, in this answer, obviously Bills all the way. And then finally, Seahawks versus Bears. Well, in this answer, I would recommend the Bears. Well, in that last final playoff would be is the Bills versus the Bears. It would be the Bills, baby. And yes, this is my prediction of 2026 of seeing how the Bills would do. And hopefully the Bills will do pretty well this time and will make it to the playoffs. As long as Josh Allen isn't injuries, that is still good. Anyways, I am Bowser, and I just want to let everyone else know, apparently, about how the playoffs are going to go down. Is that once again, that once the Bills make it to the win in the Super Bowl or the championship, they're going to win the Super Bowl. Because go Bills, destroy anyone else who tries to win over the Bills, which is even trickier. So, like that being said, I am Bowser speaking, and this is my prediction. As always, it's pretty funny that Mario and Luigi aren't there to interrupt me to not ruin the playoffs. But as long as they're in their stupid castle and pretty much is the Mushroom Kingdom, then that's still good. Well, I'm still in my castle watching the Super Bowl to see how that happens. But as of now, I am Bowser, and I will see you next time. Go Bills! Beat the Jaguars once and for all, because there's no way Trevor Lawrence will beat the Bills, because Josh Allen will knock him down. Because it's going to come down to a Jaguar timber down right onto the ground. Anyways, to be said again, I am Bowser. Like as always, I'll see you next time. Truly as always, this was my prediction. But as of now, I am Bowser speaking, and I'll see you next time. Remember to do these 4 things before we get going. Is like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. That way you don't miss a single video that comes on this channel. Anyway, Bowser speaking, and I'll see you next time. See you later in the next video. Go Buffalo Bills! Win the playoffs in 2026! Anyway, Bowser, sign off and signing out.